Sit your ass down.
You just sit your ass down and
Sit your ass down. Sit your $5 ass down before I make 10.
Man, sit your ass down.
Yes! That magical time every week where we gotta sit down, reassess. Sometimes some people get lost in the sauce. Some people start feeling it. Some people speak out of turn. Some people just know they did wrong, and we gotta tap them on the shoulder, and we gotta say, hey, excuse me, miss. Hey, excuse me, sir, guys, please, for me, you, everybody else, let's sit y'all ass down. We got two this week. The one that's set, now I hinted towards one, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the one that struck me as a little, why would you do this? This week's first Sit Your Ass Down go to Sports Illustrated. Yes! You like Sam! You like Sports Illustrated. You down with sports? What could Sports Illustrated possibly have done this week? It was pretty much a quiet news week, if you want to be honest. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Sports Illustrated. Now, every year this happens, the president had to take a physical. Our current guy in office, I can't call Trump that. Our current guy in office had to take medical tests and to prove his physical fitness and possibly mental, whatever, just to prove that he's okay. My man passed with flying colors. Then the good folks at Sports Illustrated said, based off his medical tests, Trump would most likely fit the bill of a NFL linebacker or NFL tight end. Then, because of President Trump's weight and height, he will easily, and I underscore that, easily be compared to Latavius Murray of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I don't know if the people at Sports Illustrated, I don't know what they're seeing, but I've seen Latavius Murray. My YouTube people, if you look at the screen, we got side by side Latavius Murray versus Donald Trump. Night and day difference. But for some reason, they feel as though that the man on the left looks like the man on the right. Come on. Look, man, I don't know if y'all trying to sell books. I don't know if y'all trying to do some shock shit. Sports Illustrated, just ignoring sight at this point. For me, you, the crew, the readers, let's sit y'all ass down. The next Sit Your Ass Down, and I'm pretty sure my girl Stephanie, if you listening, I apologize if you feel some type of way, and you come back for this because this your girl, your hometown. I alluded to this earlier in the podcast. To sit your ass down, go to Monique. Yes, the comedian, Monique. Because here's the story. Monique calls for a Netflix boycott, citing gender and color bias. The Oscar-winning actress claimed in an Instagram video that she had a Netflix offered her $500,000 deal for a comedy special, while other comedians such as Amy Schumer and Dave Chappelle received $13 million, citing Chris Rock's reportedly massive $20 million Netflix comedy special deal. Now, here's why I'm gonna break this down. Now, a lot of people say like, "Hey, Sam, you saw the video. Maybe she got a point." No, she don't. And this is why she need to sit her ass down. Point number one. Alright, I understand you just had the blackball thing. I understand that the reason we probably haven't seen you out there. Alright, let's start. Let's do this. Let's do this. Netflix is a private company. Netflix, they give specials. Quite honestly, they give specials just about anybody. However, you say color and gender bias. Well, you can't say gender and then compare yourself to Amy Schumer. Last time I checked, Both you guys are female. And then you can't say color because the people you compared yourself to are black. Dave Chappelle. Last time I checked, black guy. Chris Rock, still black. Then you talk about you got shortchange. $500,000 versus what they got. First of all, you don't never count nobody's pockets. You don't know what they did there. But I don't work at Netflix. I can tell you why they got that deal. They got that deal is because, let's take Amy Schumer. At the time of her special, she was coming off the heels of 2 major blockbuster movies. Coming off a tour where she sold The Garden several times. She came to Baltimore, she came to Detroit. I know this because I was there. Joe Louis Arena. It was actually one of the last comedy shows of Joe Louis Arena. It was a big deal. Joe Louis Arena holds roughly 60,000 people. And all of those, I know my ticket was about 50 some a pop. So 60,000 times $50 a pop, and I was kind of mid-level. So I only imagine if it was close, you cost more. You could write the math yourself. You could do the math. That's one show. Now, what's interesting about this, the reason I bring this up, not because they had success or they was in the public eye or all of this stuff, is because, well, yeah, they were. And we talk about working, you talk about the blackball thing. Amy coming off 2 movies. Dave Chappelle could sell out wherever he go. He pops up. He showed up. He was here. Chris Rock coming off a massively successful tour, the Blackout Tour. Now, and producing a bunch of movies and all this. That's not the point. The point I'm making is, with Monique, the last time we saw you on the screen, as far as a movie, was 2016, Almost Christmas. And I think on TV it was 2015. That's kind of my point. The reason I'm saying this, and a lot of people may say, "Oh, I'm being blackballed." She was blackballed by Oprah. She was blackballed by my man Run Empire, Lee Daniels. I couldn't think of his name for a second. The reason you need to sit your ass down is because, along with all of these, another reason is one of the things we have on this podcast. We have a lot of stand-up comedians, and I love stand-ups. I mean, I will fight for stand-ups before I do any other TV. I respect the hell out of them, and every stand-up who's ever on TV, but let alone on this podcast, on this very podcast, you could go back, you could listen, they all say the same thing, and that thing they said was, if everything goes away, I can still get on the stage, and I can still do my act. Now, we just talked about 3 comedians who got Netflix specials after their tours. And I did your history. I went through that Instagram. I went through, because I don't want to come off half-cocked. I went through your Twitter. The last time you performed stand-up was at Foxwoods Casino, November 21st, 2015. So these cats at Netflix kind of did you a favor. They gave you $500,000 based on your name alone. And then on top of that, Cat Williams just got a special too. I don't know how much he got paid, but he ain't bitching because he just did a stand-up tour that led to the special. Last time you got on the stage was 2015. And you had a one-nighter. I take that back. You had a one-nighter. They call it one-nighter because you do it one time. It was at the Improv in Los Angeles, October 10th, 2017. So we talking 2 one-nighters, and these cats that you compare yourselves just did tours for it. That means you ain't even got the material. And last time I checked, you was on, I looked at Def Jam 25. I don't remember seeing Monique. And you was a Def Jam comic. So I'm starting to believe the hype that you are not cool to work with. This your home, Def Jam. But then you want the same as, no, I think you need to sit your ass down because you want what they got, but you're not willing to put up the work for it. And then you ask for the black people to stand up for you. Don't be down with the culture when it's benefiting your pockets, and then you fade away. Look, you say this thing is about your resume. I'm with that. It's about what you did. To some degree, I'm with that. But if you ain't doing nothing, nah. Hey, if I cured cancer 18 years ago, but I'm applying for a job as a surgeon now, they probably gonna ask what you've been doing for the last 18 years. So Monique, for me, and this hurt, for me, you, everybody else, Monique, please, sit your ass down.